Today I'm going to take a look at the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons line figure Strongheart. These figures were released in the early 80s, about 1983, by LJN, and are based on the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game and also the cartoon that came out at the same time. Strongheart came out in the first wave of figures and is a good knight fighter character. Really nice mould on this. Lots of details, lots of sort of fine bits of metalwork on his armour. He comes with a sword and a removable soft fabric cape, and has 6 points of articulation, although slightly better than sort of Star Wars figures, as the joints on his arms can be rotated in multiple angles, and the joints on his legs are done with a rubber band, more like Mego figures. So you can pose him, you can sit him, you can bend his legs in all sorts of directions. These figures are fairly easy to come by, especially this early wave, because so many of them were produced. But they're very nice and they do look good as collectibles. This figure had a couple of versions as it was sort of in its early release. This version is done in a sort of dull grey plastic. There is a variation of him released in a sort of silver finish. This one is actually harder to find. Yeah, if you see one of those, pick it up, because they don't come around that often, and it's quite a big variation as far as the character goes. Strongheart was also released in the second wave of Dungeons and Dragons toys, this time with the addition of a Battlematic feature. There's a button on the back of him, and if you press that, he raises and lowers his arms in a slashing action. You can easily spot Battlematic versions of the characters, because the legs are no longer held on with a rubber band. They're back to just being a simple joint, a rotating joint there. The figures themselves comes in some really nice packaging. The illustration on the front was always one of my favourite. Good characters came on these red orangey cards, evil characters came on a sort of dark blue card, and on the back a really lovely painting showing Strongheart attacking Warduke, with some other characters sort of having a fight in the background. And at the bottom an image showing some of the sort of PVC characters that were also part of this wave. Strongheart was also made in a PVC version, very simple sort of cast plastic, not much detail, in a fixed pose. Again, these turn up fairly easily and often, and are only worth a couple of pounds, but they're nice to get. And there's I think it was a set of 5 of these, so very easy to collect. As well as action figures, there are larger creatures available in this line of toys, one of which is Strongheart's horse. This is quite a nice sort of, again, a nice toy, very simple though, solid plastic. In one pose you can basically rotate its head and move its tail a bit, but it's a nice toy to add to your collection and does look good on display. The Strongheart figure pushes into a hole in the top of the horse, and as you can see, his legs are moulded onto the side of the saddle, so this horse really is only for Strongheart. As well as a horse, there was also a bronze dragon released. Again, much the same in detail, very detailed toy, lots of nice sort of elements added to it, minimal movement. You can rotate this guy's head and his tail. Again, only designed for Strongheart as his legs are moulded onto the saddle, but another nice item, well worth getting, and they do look really nice on display. As a line of toys goes, these Dungeons and Dragons figures are very nice. I've always had a sort of soft spot for them, just because there was nothing else quite like them at the time. They're nicely made, sturdy plastic. As a set goes, I think there's only about 25 characters in total, so very easy to collect. And I think people did sort of undervalue them again as a toy line. So I would recommend, if you see them, pick them up, add them to your collection, and let's get a bit of love going for them. Thanks for watching.